Another night video. About 10 at night. And we're out in the forest again. Tonight we're going to explore a graveyard, the Hamilton Burial Grounds, located down in Queenston, all tucked away. You'd never know it was here. So Robert was the father, and there was a few sons. Alexander, who I believe built the Willow Bank estate that's over here. There we go. All right, we got a latch here. It's been latched shut. Last time I was out here, these gates were open. I actually tried to get out here and do some filming last fall. And the first snowfall came as I was out here. I got about a third of the way through taping, and stuff was getting covered in snow. So we're back again. It's March 18th, so it's been a few months. This is really kind of a neat graveyard. Wow, this thing really lights it up in here. Oh, there's water running down there. Huh. It really drops off down here in this back corner. As you can see, there's the gate there, so it's not that big a cemetery. Nice big tree here. And watching over everybody. Well, that's it. I guess I'll come back in the daytime and we'll do a quick little walkthrough, and I'll see if I can find some names. This per wall here's taking a beating, and it really drops off here. Oops, flipped over to the spot. There we go. Oh, look at that. That goes all the way down, all the way back up a hill. Oh, it's a huge ravine in here. I didn't know that. No wonder these walls are all trying to fall in. Holy cow, that's kind of cool down there. I wonder if that's private property. Yeah, this wall's cracking away here too. Oh, so gotta be careful leaning on it. Don't want it to fall over. Boy, it's nice and calm out here. There goes a bird flying around in the dark. That stream goes all the way through here, all the way along. I don't know if you can hear it on the recording. Okay, Well, I guess I'll wrap it up for now, and next piece you see will be the daytime version. Back again for round 2, daytime visit, Hamilton Cemetery. Nice sunny day out. I think it's 22 degrees out today. March 19th. Can't complain about this kind of weather. Kind of an open field here before you get to the gates. There's that big ravine I was looking at last night. It was all the way down there. Okay. Read that a little better in the daytime. There's that gate I was struggling with last night, that latch. Okay. So you can see it a little better here. That back wall on the side. So small graveyard. And this is the spot I was mentioning last night. It's supposed to, at one point, have had Native Americans and British and maybe even American soldiers buried in here. And they still might be, because the only stones I see in this area are at the edge. So they could still be in here. We do have a couple stones that I'd imagine maybe was a stone broken off. Like I said last night, some of these stones, it's hard to tell whether that's a ground stone or a gravestone. There's that one we were looking at last night, kind of sticking up. So, like, is that a stone coming out of the ground all by itself, or was that at one point a stone standing up? I'm thinking it was a stone standing up. Could have even been the base right there. So those guys and the other folks might still be interred here. I'm not quite sure. So let's do a quick walk through here. A couple butlers here. Well, we can definitely see the names a little better in the daytime. We'll have to see what those faded stones look like. If they're too faded, I'll try to get names and stuff up there, information. Not always possible. I think the last cemetery video I did, I got almost all the names, and it took me about 6 hours of tracking down stones and figuring out what stone went with what name. It's quite a chore, that one. But we managed to get most of those names onto stones. Wow, look at that. Like, that is so faded. I'll have to do some research and try to match the shape of the stone with, you know, sometimes you can see a name. Looks like Margaret. Any little symbols, even chips on the stones I have used sometimes to match with stones back in the day when they still had the names on them. It can be tricky, to say the least. A couple more little stones here, right up by the gate. Boy. So something like that, I will inspect the chips, the cracks, how tall it is, and believe it or not, most of the times I can match these guys to their owners, which is always nice to put a name on here so that we know who they are. No one wants to be forgotten. I've even used the staining sometimes on the stones. Anything I can glean from this to get a name, I will do. Samuel Hamilton, son of JT and Eliza. $1940, that looks like. Charles Jarvis Townsend, son of John Thomas Townsend and Eliza Hamilton, his wife. Yeah, when I came out here last fall, these were just starting to get covered in snow as I got to some of the ones in the back here. I had to cancel that trip. Well, this almost looks like someone took concrete or something and wiped it over the stone to cover it up. Isn't that weird? Boy, oh boy. What happened there? Is that a repair job? Nothing on that side. Oh, we'll figure it out. Yeah, this is the little girl, I believe. 5 months old. Boy, there's so many young kids in these older graves, in the graveyards. Life was really tough, I guess, back in the day. Katie and Molly. And it's kind of almost looks like a skull. That's a T. At rest, August 12th, 1937. $1908. Jesse. Durand. $1959. Lila Durand. 1959. Yeah. The Durand family. Okay, just go down row by row here. Another little stone. Another one knocked over here. Some kind of imprint. There's these two trees. There's Alexander. Sticks off of here. There we go. Boy, sunlight's shining down on us today. Got a little flowers growing in here, starting to sprout up. Spring is here. Tomorrow might be the first day of spring. Jeez. This might be an easy tell. Some of this repair work might help us figure out who that was. I think that says Hamilton. One of those first letters. H. That's what it looked like was on that one as well. And there's that wall. Doing that mean lean. Boy, oh boy. There's where it's trying to go down. All downhill there. Jeez. Catherine Hamilton. Wife of Frederick. Oh, there's a big one. Boy. Some little designs on the top here. That might help identify that. There's writing down in here. Jeez. That's a big one. I think that's the biggest one here. Wow, that's got quite a bit of writing on there. Such a white stone, it's hard to see that. Wife of Thomas Dixon of Queenston. Robert Hamilton. And MHL. Tiny little stones falling over there beside Robert's. Yeah, Nothing. Sometimes the phone sees what I don't see, and sometimes I see what the phone doesn't see, and sometimes neither one of us see anything, so. MH. Tiny stone, about a foot tall. There's another little guy buried in there. Not very big, the size of my hand. Almost like an HJ. Boy, oh boy, another faded little guy. Yeah. Another couple little faded guys there. What does that say? FH? F or E? H? Yeah, some of the stones are real simple, just like a couple initials. I don't know, that just means they're really old, or why so simple? Block the sun here. This guy. Yeah, if any of you guys read that better than me, let me know in the comments who you think it might be, what it might say. Any help's always appreciated. Jane something. Not sure what that last name says. Not sure. Okay. Almost to the end here. A couple more little stones. H-A-O-H. H-A-O-H. Not sure who that is. Got a W, J, H. I'm thinking the H must stand for Hamilton. So W, J, Hamilton. This is the Hamilton Cemetery, so common sense, right? Put two and two together there. F. Tang. At rest, June 11th, 1937. T-E-N-G-H. A little tiny stone right behind theirs. Trying to walk around all these little new flowers that are coming up. Don't want to squish them down. That wouldn't be very nice. M. Mary. Okay, Mary. T-N-G-H. Okay. Mary Tang. Something like that. At rest, September 1920 something. Jeez. There's that wall splitting. Whew. This little guy. Just got dizzy standing up there. Okay, Nothing on that stone. It's getting warm out here. I'm sweating. Here's that break in the wall. Another break. Quite a big break, actually. I'm really surprised that this is still standing. It's got quite the lean to it. Totally wouldn't be surprised if I come back sometime during the year or next fall or winter and this is fallen over. I know Willowbank Estate is right up there. That's it right there. And I know they do all this kind of stuff with stonework. I'm surprised they're not over here kind of patching stuff up. Okay, onward. Austin, Hamilton. Starting to get some green growth going on here. You can still read the name though, that's good. 1996 that says. Yeah, some of these at the back here are actually fairly current. So I'm not sure if this is like abandoned or someone takes care of it a little bit. Not sure. Cyrus Hamilton. December 14th, 1925. No, what we got here? Hiding under some sticks and leaves. A G. GMH. HM or HMH maybe. I think that's an M or an N. Yeah, that might be an N. HNH or HHH. This E HH. Well, it might be HHH then, maybe. HHH, EHH. Passing on the same middle name. Looks like Jesse, maybe. It's kind of a weird stone. I'm not sure if that was like a mausoleum monument kind of thing here. Like this. Got an actual lid on this thing. It's actually shifted a little bit. It's off a couple inches compared to there. Probably from snow and ice. HOG. CAH. Yeah. Well, we got one right here. Nothing on it. So faded. Barely see something there. Barely something there. Might be able to get the name though from those cracks. There's that tree we were looking at last night. All the way up. Okay, almost there. Surprising how long these tiny little graveyards actually take to go through. This almost might be better as a morning video because I've got that sun right in my face. There it is. Nice sunny March day. beside him. That sun out. Here we go. CHW. Might be Wainwright. W for Wainwright. Yeah, 1997. So, not that long ago. Guess it depends on how old you are, who's watching this, but to me, that's not that long ago. Let's say Julia. Robert Hamilton. Years old. Good for her. This stone has nothing on it, even though it's a relatively new stone. Oh no, it does. Okay. It was this stone here has nothing on it for some weird reason. Fairly new stone, and yeah, no inscription at all. This says Kirkpatrick Stoneworks. I don't know, maybe someone ordered a new stone. Wouldn't that be kind of nice? Okay, our last row. These ones are fairly new. 2006. Well, it's a long life. 91. 78. All Hamiltons on the back here. And then we got a Duff. Myra Duff, wife of Peter Hamilton. 1872. Wow. Peter Hunter Hamilton, wife of Peter. So that must be Elmira and Peter. 1856 to 1939. She lived like 23 years past her husband. Well, that's nice. They're together again under this beautiful tree in this really beautiful cemetery. This is by far one of my favorites. Very peaceful. You just feel a good vibe in here. Even at night, creeping around, it's not creepy at all. I could totally camp here, seriously. Like maybe not in the graveyard, but maybe some stealth camping down in that ravine one of these days. Little water source. Yeah, great resting place. All right, well, there we go, our daytime video. Holy cow, I'm pushing 28 minutes. The nighttime video was long. I'm gonna have to do some editing so I don't force you guys to watch like an hour's worth of video. So until next time, guys. It's a peek at the Hamilton family burial grounds in Queenston, Ontario. If you Google it, I think it will come up on the maps because it's tucked away. So if you don't know what you're looking for, it could be a little tricky to find. Definitely worth a check out though.